What up, it's your boy Roy Jones Jr. Right now you're checking out LinealBoxing TV with Birdie. Don't miss it, the man is fantastic.
Here's a little theory I have on the recent collapse of the Tyson Fury-Anthony Joshua fight. Tyson Fury has now been arbitrated to fight Deontay Wilder in a trilogy. That fight has now been signed and sealed, taking place in August in Las Vegas. Deontay Wilder always had a contract for the rematch after that last defeat, and it now looks like Anthony Joshua will have to defend against his mandatory challenger, Alexander Usyk. So here's my theory. Before I start, I have to say I'm a massive Eddie Hearn fanboy. I really respect what he does and what he tries to do in the sport of boxing. Just trying to make the best fight the best. I know he gets stick, but I've seen him at boxing shows and events talking to everyone, giving interviews, taking photos to the very end. But you don't have to be a rocket scientist to work out some dodgy things happen in boxing. I would not be surprised at all if it comes out later down the line, knowing full well their very next fight would be versus Deontay Wilder if he wanted it. Frank Warren and Bob Arum are two of the most experienced and knowledgeable people in boxing. They've worked with everyone in every situation, dealt with every character in every decade. Have they just completely played Eddie Hearn? All you have to do is just look at interviews, tweets and press releases to realise the work and effort that Eddie Hearn was making for the last 5 months to get this fight made. It was truthfully becoming a little bit tedious, but in the end he had arranged the location, the site fees with the Saudis, finances. All the while, Tyson Fury and his team stayed reasonably quiet. Tyson Fury on social media then announces the fight's been signed and they're ready to fight Anthony Joshua. The fight has been made for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Then Eddie Hearn said he received a number of phone calls a couple of days later asking what on earth was going on with Deontay Wilder winning his arbitration case.
Bob, it's Eddie.
What happened?
Well,
We get straightened out?
No, we had a problem. I mean, we tried to do everything we could.
What do you mean?
Well, you know what I mean.
It's Wilder.
And we couldn't do nothing about it.
Fuck. I knew it. I can believe it. I can't fuck it.
They're fighting Wilder.
Deontay Wilder, it was really strange. He completely disappeared off the scene. He was making all kinds of crazy excuses and allegations on why he lost his fight to Tyson Fury. And there were a lot of people involved in boxing unsure if he was going to continue and come back. There's been not much talk about Deontay Wilder. He's now training with Malik Scott, so he obviously knew that something was coming up. And I'm pretty sure that he knew all along that he was going to be fighting Tyson Fury. There's been not much talk at all really of Deontay Wilder being offered any kind of compensation or step aside money, him to get the next fight, or Tyson Fury and AJ vacating any belts to make this fight signed. John Fury, who is one of the most knowledgeable straight up people in boxing, said this fight would never happen, and everything he has said about his son's career has come true. Either way, as a fan, it's very disappointing. All you want to see is the best fight the best in their primes, without all this political nonsense. It will be really interesting to see what comes out from this, and maybe Team Fury has already won a massive first round mind game.